Hey everybody, this is Elliott Ray here. I wanted to make a quick video just sort of weighing in on the whole Tyler Baker being a lazy person thing. And a lot of people, this isn't one of those things where I've just spoken with Tyler over the phone. I just kind of know him because I was communicating with Faithful Word or anything like that. I've personally known Tyler Baker for 2 years now, almost to the day. It was 2 years ago at the end of February that I first came and visited Faithful Word, and then only a week after that that I moved my whole family there. I guess it was technically 2 weeks. And so I've personally known him for 2 years now, and he and I have become good friends, and I spent a lot of time with him while we were in Phoenix at Faithful Word, and then now we both relocated to the greater Cincinnati area in Kentucky, northern Kentucky. And he and I have the same job. We work for the same company. We're both cable contractors. We both work for a cable contracting company, and I have had the opportunity to personally work with him and see how he operates both at work and just in his personal life. And the bottom line is this: the Tyler Baker that's being described by some of these people is not the Tyler Baker that I see with my own two eyes. It's not the Tyler Baker that I know. He's an extremely hard worker, and I'm not just trying to like lift him up or exaggerate or anything, but the guy makes me feel lazy. Um, we, like I said, we're cable contractors, and we don't get paid hourly. We get paid by the job. And so what this means is that the faster you get your work done, the more you're getting paid an hour, and the sooner you get to go home. So, we get allocated a certain number of jobs in the morning, and when you finish your jobs, you clock out and you go home. Sometimes you can pick up more work. Sometimes we have a heavy workload and they'll add more work on you. But in general, you finish your jobs, and whenever you finish your jobs, you're done, you go home. And Tyler's always getting home before I am. He always gets to his house before I get to my house. And we talk on the phone a lot and stuff. And he just about every day that we work, he's getting there before I do. And on top of that, he makes more money than I do. And the reason is because he's actually completing more jobs. I'll get backed up. I'll be on a job and I'll be like, I'll run into some problem or something, and then, they have to take a job off me and give it to somebody else just to make sure the time frame is met. And, instead of doing like 5 or 6 jobs, sometimes they'll do like 4 jobs or something like that. So not only does he get home sooner than I do, but he also does more jobs within that allocated time. And you might be tempted to say, well, he's just sloppy and he's just like, just throwing stuff together and getting it done as fast as he can. Well, I think it's true that he does get it done as fast as he can, but I have personally worked on jobs with Tyler, and Tyler doesn't just throw things together sloppily just to get it done and get out of there. He does a good job. He takes the time to make it look nice and clean things up. He takes care of the customer's home. He treats it like, it's his own place. And, that's how he trains guys, too. He's one, obviously he's one of the trainers at the company. And he trains his guys to do that. There's even this one time, this was a pretty funny story that people were telling, and he one day he finishes all his jobs. He clocks out you clock out on your phone. He clocks out and he turns off his work phone. He's headed home, and the dispatchers, these cranky dispatchers, they're always mad about everything. And there was one of them in particular. She just had it out for Tyler. I don't know what it was, but she just hated him. I think it's because she knew he was a Christian or something like that. Like that was kind of the rumor floating around. Because like everybody knows Tyler's a Christian at work. They all know that we're both Christians. And for some reason, she just totally had it out for him. And so, he clocks out, he's on his way home, and she had like this one job that she just wanted somebody to do. And so she emails, all the head honchos, like all the supervisors. She emails like the head honcho who's in charge of like everything. And she's like, I need somebody to do this job. And Tyler Baker just clocked out and went home. And and one of the top supervisors, he emails everybody back, and he emails her back and says, I don't know why you're complaining about Tyler Baker going home. He's done more jobs than anybody else in the whole company in the last 3 months. So the point that I'm making is that when I'm listening to all this stuff about how lazy he was and how he never did anything and how he just like sat around on his phone or whatever, that is not what I observe at all. If if this were even remotely true, then I should, on some level, observe this. In addition to that, just outside of work, Tyler is always working on some kind of a project. You know, for a while when we first moved to Kentucky, he was helping his dad remodel the top story of his house. And he would finish his work, and then he'd go over there and he'd like be working on it. He did it all basically himself. I helped him out a little bit, but like I said, I'm working like these long hours. I'm not getting home as soon as he is. And he's doing everything. He did all the electrical wiring. He did, put all the insulation in, hung all the drywall, painted it, did the flooring, everything from top to bottom, the whole thing. And this isn't one of those things like, he just talked a lot about it and I never saw what he was doing. I'd go over there and I would see the progress that he was making. So it's obvious, it's clear that he's doing the work. What kind of a lazy person just decides that they're going to start remodeling somebody's house for him? And I know it's his dad, but still, what kind of lazy person, even for their own parents, what kind of lazy person is going to be going over there and doing all the work for no pay, just to help out? It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, is there some truth to the things that people are saying? I'm positive that there are. Can people point to character flaws and maybe, times that he dropped the ball? I mean, who could you not do that to? Seriously. I mean, you could take anybody in the entire world and just, pick out all the things that you don't like about them or all the things you saw about them that you thought were, lacking, or, maybe like just any kind of character flaw, and you could use those to paint a picture and make that person look really bad. That's not hard to do, especially if you went to church with that person or worked with that person, knew that person in any kind of capacity on a regular basis. But the bottom line is that's not the Tyler Baker I see. That does not add up at all, and I wanted to provide this testimony to show just for anybody who still has ears to hear, who's still willing to listen. I know everybody thinks that we're just all in cahoots, and this is just some ploy to get people to like Tyler Baker and all this stuff. And I'm really not interested in addressing people who are just 100% unreasonable. They can't take the time to listen to what any of us have to say. 1 minute after the video's uploaded, you're heretics, go to hell, die, fags, and stuff like that. I mean, good grief. You know, if anybody, what this is for the record, for anybody who's still trying to understand what really happened here and what was going on here. And I'll be honest with you, I had my suspicions when I first moved to Faithful Word. I was spending a lot of time with Tyler, and he would talk about all the work that he was doing. And I was suspicious, I was legitimately like unconvinced that he was really doing all that stuff. And I thought maybe he's just talking himself up, maybe he's exaggerating a little bit, but I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I just, I was like, cool, I don't wonder about it anymore. Seeing now for myself how Tyler is after, these 2 years working with him on the job, spending a lot of time with him outside of work. He's legitimately one of the hardest working people I've ever known, especially for a young person. This self-motivated, this ability to be self-motivated is completely lacking in this younger generation, especially. But even amongst older people, I haven't known a whole lot of them who are as self-motivated and who are as driven as Tyler Baker. And people are gonna say that I'm just puffing him up, and I'm just saying this, just for his own personal benefit, just for the church to start or whatever, But it's just what I see, And I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It would be much easier. It would be much easier for me to believe this narrative that's being, plastered all over the place. It'd be much easier for me to believe this narrative if I didn't personally see how Tyler Baker is on a day-to-day basis. But I have seen it, and it's just not what's being described at all. It's not the same person. I don't know what Tyler Baker, Pastor Anderson, thinks was deacon of Faithful Word Baptist Church, but it's not the deacon. It's not the Tyler Baker that I know. Not at all. So, for what it's worth, There it is. That's my personal testimony. And, I know that other people would say the same thing about him. If they were honest, I know that other people would say the same thing about him. I could point out character flaws in Tyler, and I could find things about him that could make him look bad and stuff like that. But like I said, you can do that to anybody. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are in general. That's not hard to do. What is hard is having integrity and taking a stand for the truth, even when everybody's against you. That's what's difficult. That's what people don't want to do. If people had any integrity, if the people at Faith Forward Baptist Church had real integrity, there would be people standing up for him and saying, you know what, I know that Tyler Baker's saved because I went soul winning with him X number of times. I know that Tyler Baker was a hard worker because I spent time with him at the church while he was doing his work. I don't know if people at Faith Forward are saying that, but I know that publicly that kind of stuff isn't coming out. But, that's just the way it is. So, anyway, I just want to leave you with that. And for what it's worth, that's my opinion of Tyler Baker and his work ethic. God bless and have a good day.